Alright folks, how's everyone doing? I am DeathGod and I will go over our heavy guns build. Let's check it out. First we're going to talk about the legendary perks for this build. I've got legendary endurance, intelligence, strength, and agility all maxed out. This is so that we can have more strength, agility, etc., and also be able to use more of those perk cards. I've got Power Armor Reboot in order to have more survivability because I usually am wearing Power Armor for this build. I've also got Taking One for the Team because that is going to give our adversaries more damage when we're in a team, which is almost always. Getting into the perk cards themselves, I have Traveling Pharmacy due to the fact that I carry a ton of chems all the time on this character, and without Traveling Pharmacy, it is very difficult to carry the amount of stim packs that I need without being over encumbered all the time. I then have Master Heavy Gunner, and Expert Heavy Gunner, all at 3 to give the maximum amount of damage possible for our heavy guns. I then round out the strength perks with Lock and Load in order to reload the heavy guns much more quickly. Conversely, I can swap this one out and get in Bare Arms in order to be able to carry around more of the heavy guns that we love to use. This comes at the cost of more combat effectiveness. Moving on to Perception, I've got Fire in the Hole in order to throw the grenades that I use on this build more accurately, and the Grenadier perk in order to make the explosions from the grenades and from the explosive weapons that I'm using much larger. Looking at endurance, I've got Life Giver maxed out in order to have more hit points and more survivability. We've got Lead Belly in order to not take radiation from all of the Nuka Quantums, Nuka Cherries that I use. Cola Nut for those same Nuka Quantums. Fireproof in order to take less fire damage and explosive damage. For Charisma, I've got Party Boy maxed out because the benefits from alcoholic beverages in this game, such as an extra 75 hit points from vodka, are very useful. I use Field Surgeon in order to make the stim packs work much more quickly. Strange in Numbers in order to make the positive mutation effects better when you're in a teammate with your mutated partners. I've got Suppressor in order for the enemies that I'm attacking to do less damage, and Tenderizer for the enemies that I'm attacking to take more damage. For Intelligence, I've got First Aid maxed out in order to heal more hit points with our stim packs. I also have Stabilized in order to cut through more of the adversary's armor while I'm wearing Power Armor. I also have Demolition Expert maxed out in order to do more damage with my explosive weapons and explosives. For Agility, I've got Action Boy in order to regain AP quickly. I've got Through Hiker in order to carry the maximum amount of food and Nuka-Colas as possible. I've got Born Survivor to increase survivability due to its ability to automatically enact a stim pack before you die. I've also got Adrenaline at 1 in order to gain more damage as I kill monsters in the area. It racks up 6% per, which is the most bang for your buck. It can do more if you max out Adrenaline, but that 6% that you get from the very first one, that's going to be the most bang for your buck. I've also got Dodgy, which prevents you from taking a good portion of damage at the cost of some AP. And then finally, we'll talk about the luck perks. I've got Bloody Mess to do more damage, One Gun Army in order to stagger my opponents and cripple their limbs, and also Class Freak, because I'm not always going to pop every single serum all the time in order to play, and having Class Freak on mitigates the majority of the negative effects that mutations bring you. Alright, that was the build. Now we're going to get into some of the gear. My main weapon I use on this is the light machine gun. It is a Junkie's explosive light machine gun. It fires very quickly and does a good amount of damage. I also like to use the Gatling gun, a Junkie's explosive Gatling gun. It's really good for running around and just farming monsters at no real cost for ammo because it's so cheap with that regular 5mm. I also like to use the Junkie's explosive minigun with reload speed. It shoots very quickly and can really get the stagger going on your opponents. I've got a Junkie's less weight Fat Man. Boom. And I've also got Overkill, which is a 2-shot less weight Fat Man. Gauss minigun, Holy Fire, and of course a plethora of just mines and grenades. Pretty fun stuff. For the armor, I've got Assassin's Powered Sentinel Leg. I've got an Assassin's Sentinel Poison Resistance Leg. I've got a Assassin's Powered Sentinel Arm. A Powered Sentinel Assassin Right Arm. And a fire-resistant Assassin's Sentinel Torso. I've also got a jetpack helmet. Alright folks, thank you for tuning in and checking out my heavy guns build and checking out some of the gear that I use with this build. Please stay tuned for more awesome build and Fallout 76 and other game action. I appreciate your time.